Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 91 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. So as we reflect on the last year and our intentions for a new year, it is normal to wonder if we're fully living into our potential, especially when we look around as the pandemic has changed our lives and we wonder if all of our emotional and physical and mental and spiritual practices are truly serving us and navigating this uncertainty. We start to wonder, what should we focus on? And what's really going to have the most impact for us across this next year of our life? And if you're going through the same thing and trying to understand where you are on your path, I want to encourage you to reflect on how what we'll discuss today around self-coaching and spiritual achievement leadership can have an impact on not only your life, but the lives of those around you. So we're going to start today with a breathing meditation. And if you have been running around or feeling a little bit more frazzled, then this is really going to serve you. So take a moment to start by closing your eyes. It's going to be a short meditation, so you won't be here long. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can do that. You can leave them open if you don't. And now you can take a deep breath in through your nose and then exhaling out through the mouth. And then with each breath, just count each breath in and out. So we're going to inhale 1 and then exhale 1. Inhale 2 and exhale 2. Inhale 3, exhale 3. Inhale 4, exhale 4. Inhale 5 and exhale 5. And then keep going on your own to 10. And as you do so, just training your mind in this moment to stay with the present moment, the breath. Breathing in naturally and releasing. And as you finish counting to 10, I want you to release any expectations of all that you're holding on to. And instead, set an intention. Set an intention for how you want to feel, what you want to do, and what you want to receive in your life. Set that intention now, knowing that your desires are safe and that they matter. Releasing on the exhale, and then gently opening up your eyes. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that. And you can notice your quality of presence now. It's probably a little bit more dropped in, a little bit more intentional, a little bit more calm. And so we're going to take that into today's episode. So I'm going to walk you through today the spiritual achievement leadership self-coaching model and how that works in your personal and professional life. So what is spiritual achievement and what is this method of coaching? You've heard me talk about my experiential group coaching programs and my one-on-one coaching, but I want to share with you what this really means when you spiritually achieve and how that works with coaching. So years ago, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next in my life, I had no idea that coaching was a real thing. All I knew was that I wished there was something I could talk to. All I knew was that I wish there was someone that I could talk to who was as passionate about the spiritual world of meaning, purpose, and discovery as they were about real daily life, who could understand what it looks like to have to pay the bills, but also want something more meaningful I've always had that question of how to bridge the two of the spiritual and the practical. And I was finally at a crossroads in my life after I was confronted with another unexpected death once again, firsthand. I realized that life was short and I wasn't truly living it full out. I had a job that I was good at, but it didn't light me up. And I was feeling this feeling of hiding. Like I was, in essence, hiding from life. And I realized that the strategy work that I was good at wasn't what I was gifted at. And I wanted to have that kind of impact in this world. I want to have more impact in this world and really utilize my gifts. And even though I was spiritual, I didn't have a consistent spiritual practice that served me. I didn't have new and big goals that I was striving for at that point. I had gotten the job I wanted, the education I wanted, and now what? But I didn't even know at that time what I stood for and what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted next or what it would even look like. And to everyone else, I was doing great. But inside, I was slowly dying. Life shakes us up, and there's no other way around it but to feel it and to see that this was a path I had to take on my own, even if no one else understood me. But I understood that along the way, there would be this process, and I discovered so much along the way that I wanted to share this with you. And this is what I called spiritual achievement leadership coaching. It's the bridge of four things: spirituality, achievement, earth energy, and harmony. And as I describe them to you, I want you to think to yourself if any of these resonate with you. Maybe these are, or one of these are, or two or three are these areas that you want to focus on in your life that you think will have the greatest impact. So, really take a moment to listen deeply to some of the questions that I might be asking you. And if they really strike a chord, they might be what might help you in this next year coming forward. So, let's start first with spirituality. Spirituality is, in essence, the understanding of who you are, your gifts, what you bring to this world. It's the creation of and the believing in your meaningful and purposeful goals. It's also understanding your values and what you care about. It's about developing your own spiritual practices that are unique to you and the way you see the world. So instead of you taking in everything from around the world and not having a sense of your own compass, you start to develop your own rootedness of what you know to be true, what you connect with to be true, and create your world from there. It's about understanding how energy works within yourself and how you bring your visions to life. And at its core, it's about developing self awareness and the tools to manage your spiritual energy and life force so we reduce the impact that fear has on all of our decisions in our lives as a result. So now we move into achievement, which is the second part of spiritual achievement leadership. So, achievement is the ability to understand what success means to you at this point in your life and how you relate to the results that you have in your life. It's about understanding the levers that work for you to create and hit your goals so that you can be successful and fulfilled along the way. You are not the same as the person next to you. And sometimes we expect ourselves to work and be exactly the same way that someone else is to get that exact same result, but it's not the case. And so we answer questions around our own ways of achieving. How do we think about time and our ability to manage time and how we utilize our time? How do we achieve this goal without burning out? These are important questions. And if you also have a lot of questions around achievement, you likely have questions on maps, roadmaps. How do we create roadmaps for success? And what is a goal that is worthy? And we create and we start to dream impossible goals, and we help bring that to life. And so achievement is also about creating from a deep place of trust and working on that muscle, because it is a muscle of decision making and deciding every single day. of how do we want to show up. And from there, we can truly live out our dreams without the fear that we're on the wrong path or that we're wasting our time, which is deeply felt by many achievers. We don't want to waste our time and we don't want to be on the wrong path. All right, so now we move into earth energy. Earth energy is truly this mind body experience. It's about creating this deeply sustainable way to live. It's about coming to terms with our human existence, not our robotic selves. And we start to look under the hood at the ways that we use our bodies and our mental, physical, and emotional health to help us live out our purpose. So, earth energy is also about grounding ourselves to reality. Instead of wishing our circumstances away, it's about how we become truly whole by accepting what is and moving forward towards radical change, anyways. And so, this work has radically transformed relationships, my relationships with others, as well as my ability to tend to my health and the ability for my clients to attend to their health so that they can live in physical alignment to their values, whether it is intuitive eating, whether it is cooking, whether it is becoming a vegetarian or changing your diet. All of these are personal choices, but ones that we never think sometimes to even question or ask ourselves. And we sometimes never even define it for ourselves until something happens. And so this is where we can start to heal aspects of ourselves that are rooted to our very human existence. We can answer questions like, why do we overeat? Why do we overwork? And why do we overdrink? There are all mechanisms and patterns of behaviors that we can actually understand so that we can transform our lives. And then we embody what we know to do. And we have new patterns, we have new habits, and we have new routines that serve us. And then it's harmony. Harmony is the last part. It's about bringing all of the parts together into a whole and seeing that with every type of creation, we may have different levels of expansion. Why are we feeling whole in some parts of our lives, but not in others? And where is our power? And it's asking and answering that question of self-leadership. How do I assess where my power is and is not so I can live in greater harmony in my entire life? So it's not just I go after work, but then I sacrifice personal relationships, or I have a thriving personal life, but my work feels like I have no idea what I'm doing and what I want to do next, or it feels just in this area, but in all these other areas it feels amazing. So how do we address our relationship with ourselves and with others so that we can live a life that has a healthy sense of connection and a healthy sense of community with other people as well? And so many times we end up being very siloed on our paths and we say, okay, we're just doing this and we're doing this by myself. But at some point, we have to come back into this life with other people. We have to make this thing work in community with others. And it's not that we just have to, we want to. And some of our greatest fulfillment and joy comes from sharing our experiences with others. And so there are times to be alone, there are times to be with others, and we come back here in this place of addressing harmony to decide and show up in those ways. We also decide how we want to create power. How do we want to create mastery in our lives? How do we have the strategies for making decisions that help us take actions? So harmony, in essence, is all about the relationships with ourselves and with other people as well. So these 4 topics are the spiritual achievement coaching model, and one that doesn't remove real life concerns, yet asks that you still commit to living at your next level despite these concerns. And it's about a reimagination and then a transformation process that never ends. So these are the tools and the processes that you will work and rework at each level of your life. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I didn't get into everything, obviously, today. So every time I've expanded into a new level of what I'm able to hold and receive, I do this work again. I go back to these practices. Every time I feel limited in my beliefs, to have a different type of relationship, to have my health in top shape, to have my abundance flowing, to dream a bit bigger and more creatively each time. These are the practices that I use to help me shift and to realign. And so the work is never done, but I'll teach you how to enjoy the process and grow through it the entire time so you can do this forever. And so to wrap it up, the 4 parts of the model are spirituality, which is understanding what that best version of you looks like and who you want to be, and developing a practice that sustains your intuition and your ability to listen to your highest self. The second part is achievement, deciding to use your power of choice towards the things you want most in your life and not burn out in the process, and do it sustainably. And the third part is earth energy, realizing how the tangible world around us is created from the intangible, and use it to our advantage and also for the highest good for others. And then harmony, creating a whole from the parts so that you have a thriving relationship with yourself and others, not letting yourself divert your resources of energy so that you are a self leader in all areas of your life. So if you want to learn more about these topics and how you can experience this in your own life, you can schedule a free coaching consultation today, because no matter what success means to you, coaching will help you get there faster. It will help you get there more sustainably. And we work towards results in every area of your life. So think about time management, spending time on what's most important, creating a mix of work and personal life that is sustainable, career and business, deciding what you want next and how to achieve it, whether it is more flexibility, purpose, or deciding to start your own business or this next chapter of your career. Energy management, improving your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health so that you can build confidence in designing your own life. So if you've got some changes you want support in thinking through, you can book your free consultation at www.mayemson.com/contact today. Thank you, my friends. I love you. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will catch you next time. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.